If you ever judged yourself for not having the balanced life, even though you're competent, excellent at what you do, very disciplined, and doing your best, then this video is for you. Most people think they are failing at creating balance in their life. So what do? They push harder, they guilt themselves, or they numb themselves against the pressure of life. And this is exactly how you end up either productive and burned out, or resting and feeling ashamed that you are resting. And it's not because something is wrong with you or you are weak, but because you are thinking about the balance in the wrong way. Basically, that famous balance, that abstract concept of balance that everyone trying to sell you is a lie. And let me explain. The main misconception about the balance is we have to think about the balance as the balance over the lifetime instead of balance during one season of life. Life operates in seasons, same as nature. Nothing can be more natural than nature. So it's very good to take inspiration and metaphors, even like the concept of life coaching from the nature. Have you ever seen summer, winter, autumn, spring happening at the same moment? I mean, if you live in Ireland, maybe, but even then, 4 seasons are happening throughout the one day, but not at the same time. And each season in nature has its own rhythm, its own pace, its own function. And the same thing should be applied to our own life. But for whatever reason, because we've been sold that lie about infamous balanced life, we are trying to fit all 4 seasons, or in our life, it's even more than 4, into one moment of now. And that trying to do it leads us to frustration, to being burned out, to feeling incapable of creating that balance, and being dissatisfied with life. Allow yourself to contemplate the idea that life moves in seasons, not checklists. There is a season of pushing hard, of growth, of building, of creating. There is a season of motherhood. There is a season of integration. There is a season of surviving. For example, when we are moving through a very deep grief. And some seasons are about rest, recovery, and rebuilding yourself, creating your strong inner axis back, raising from the ashes, as I like to say. And all the seasons, they don't follow the calendar. They are very personal, very nuanced. And trying to fit the summer into winter, it's not a discipline, it's self-violence. And the burnout comes from mixing all these incompatible seasons. I see it a lot in leaders, in high achievers. For example, often new parents trying to hustle as hard as before in the first year or first few months with a newborn baby. And it's hard, and most of the time, impossible. And it requires a completely different approach to life and to yourself, and welcome that new season of life into your life. And it's hard. Or when builders, entrepreneurs are grinding hard in the moment when their body is screaming for the rest and recovery. It's almost like we are trying to punish ourselves instead of enhance our productivity. Rest is prerequisite for productivity. Your body is your business. If you don't have your body, you're not gonna have the business. Or let's say people moving through grief and pressuring themselves into productivity and social engagements, where the whole survival, just, like to stay alive through this period of your life is already hard. We cannot do aggressive CrossFit training and restorative yoga at the same time, at the same moment. So why are we trying to fit different seasons of life into the same moment? So it's not so much about the discipline, productivity, but it's about living in alignment with what I want to do right now and what is necessary to be done right now. Because sometimes you have a choice, and sometimes we have to face what life is presenting to us and surrender to that. So think about the balance as a strategic agreement with yourself. Balance is not something you randomly find. No, it's something you decide and create consciously. And when you make the decision where I'm going to direct my focus right now, in which season of my life I am right now, in which season of my life I committing myself to be in right now. And when you give yourself that choice of a season you are in right now, there are three things that's happening. First, you commit. Second, you have an opportunity to communicate it to people around you, to your partner, to your family, to your social circle. And three, you stop fighting with yourself. And I think that the thing number three is the most important one. And choosing and committing to one season of your life, it doesn't mean you completely abandon and neglect everything else. For example, if you're in a season of your life where you want to grind hard, build, create, work a lot, it doesn't mean, I'm not saying that you have to completely abandon and neglect your health. No. It simply means that you're not going to put 110% effort into every season of your life, into every area of your life. And that's called mastery, not laziness. You choose where you're going to direct your focus for this season of your life, and you commit to it. And now you might find it really interesting, this idea about the balance over the lifetime. Or maybe you even understand it on a cognitive level. And knowledge is power, yes. But you know what is even more powerful? Applied and embodied knowledge. That's why I have created guided embodiment exercise for you in my next video. Go to check it out, and it will help you to understand which season of your life you are in right now, to consciously choose the season you want to place yourself in and commit to it. And that's how the clarity turns into mastery. So go to check out my next video. Other than that, I wish you well, and I'm going to see you soon.